looking at the rig counts internationally, there are. There's my one with the graph. Oh dear, the wrong one. This one. Yeah. There's about, according to Baker Hughes, there's 20 odd rigs operating in Turkey, which is down from about over 40 in before the sort of crash. So for a company to bring a rig in from outside is obviously pretty positive for KCA Deutag. I know a few years ago there was a lot of activity proposed for Turkey, and that was probably around about 2013. Shell was very interested in wanting rigs on almost on a call-off basis, but they would guarantee work for that rig, although not necessarily in Turkey. And there were a lot of discussions going on with contractors then. So maybe this is a bit of a positive move for the company and the country there.
Yeah, it definitely. I mean, like finding a contract is always definitely a positive. And please remind me, this rig, the T700, like how is it one of the larger rigs or a smaller one?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get a sense, like what the economics of this contract might be.
Turkey. It's yes, it looks like it's a 2,000 horsepower. So yes, it's a biggish one, I believe.
Sorry, it is.
I believe it's a big one. I think it's a 2,000 horsepower rig. There, let me bring up the details fully. Yeah, 2,000 horsepower with a million pound hook load. So it's quite a good one. I think it's relatively new as well. Yeah, 2012 construction. Bentec rig.
What do you think are the? I mean, I know it's difficult to guess, but if you were to guess, what do you think are the economics of this contract?
Oh, I've no idea at the moment in a new country with a new climate. As I say, especially as there seem to be a lot of rigs sort of gone idle in there since 2014 or so. But maybe they were smaller local rigs. I haven't really looked at the Turkey market for a number of years now. So the size of this rig, based on just general Middle East, is sort of a good one that would be good for probably exploration and appraisal, which I think this well must be anyway, because of the announcement about the 3 wells. So it's probably the other rigs in Turkey are slightly smaller that are good for development drilling once they've found oil. So this may well have been brought in because there aren't any other of the big rigs available in that area, and that would, in a market that's going to be probably flat utilization for a while because of the recent downturn, that could be a good strategic move for the future, having that rig in the position there when there's maybe not a lot of work elsewhere for it. But I would imagine that they have got a reasonable economics on that one, if only because there's a lot of interest coming out from Kuwait at the moment. For instance, Kuwait tendered for a huge amount of rigs. Comes about 18 months ago, something like 75 rigs, of which 25 were big 3,000 horsepowers and a lot in the middle, around about the 1,500. And they did not get all the rigs offered or awarded that they wanted to, so they'll be coming out again. I know Weatherford moved two 2,000 horsepower rigs into Kuwait and got work for those. So there is work around, although it's probably a bit early in the day for KCA to start up. They're obviously involved with these 2 new builds going into Kuwait. So either it's a better economics to have moved this to Turkey, or they're not ready really to enter Kuwait. But there is other work around. So